Why are SMEs in Italy important, and actually, why is Italy the right country for SME? It is very striking to me when coming from another country. I see the immense competitive advantage of Italy in 2018 compared to what it was or what was the situation in the 70s. In the 70s, you needed to be in France. Why? Because all the French people are trained in the same way in the same schools, part of that. And then you create big companies which develop in a very organized way, in a very big way, but with zero innovation and zero flexibility. It worked very well in the 70s to create big giants. But in 2018, what do you need? You need innovation, you need flexibility, you need the ability to take risk, you need the ability to move quickly. And where do you find that? I can tell you, not in France. You might find that partially in Germany, but you don't have the flair, you don't have the innovation, and you don't have the mobility that you find in Italy. So Italy business model of 2018 is the right business model for the new millennium, and we have to be super proud and super happy about that because we are at the right place in the right time, basically. And this is something which is very important and that we have to make very public to everybody. Specifically now, we have to shout to everybody outside, come to Italy, invest in Italy, believe in Italy. I was last week when the bond market was a bit volatile, saying on Bloomberg, you know, this is only temporary, believe in Italy. But beyond that, we have to really make all the investors understand that Italy is the country for SMEs and the country for growth of SMEs and growth of the business. We have in Italy SMEs which represent roughly 70% of the job, 60% of the added value. This is enormous. This is extremely important for the country. And these SMEs, beyond creating jobs, contribute to export in a major way. And export contributes in a major way to economic growth. And we have a prospection for 2018 of roughly 4.7% of export growth. This is huge, well above economic growth. So export is really driving growth forward, and this is thanks to SMEs. And as we have seen in one of the slides, we have to make the world understand that Italy is a country where you have SMEs in many different fields which are leaders. From machinery, where on the manufacturing sector, Italy, the second economy in Europe, the seventh in the world. When you ask people, where is Italy in the manufacturing sector, nobody knows. They have to understand that we are the second European economy. And we have to push that very, very strongly. So why we have a slight issue is actually how would we fund and help SMEs to grow, and what can be done there. The banks today, as yesterday, are very willing to lend to SMEs. If you don't have an account with UniCredit, I strongly advise you to open up an account with UniCredit. I was coming here just to make my own advertisement. UniCredit is a wonderful bank, as you know. We speak Italian as well at UniCredit. I'm an exception, okay? But we are present in 14 countries. We work with you for your international development. We have, after our capital increase, 50 billion of capital to help support not only the lending to the companies, but also all their export business in terms of letter of credit, in terms of guarantees. And of course, we are working seamlessly with SACE in order to support this export. But besides UniCredit, I think the banking system is in a much better shape today than it used to be yesterday, basically, with recapitalization, cleaning up of the balance sheet. So that's very good. So the banks are willing to lend. But if we look at something else, which is capital, we are too short of capital in Europe and too short of capital in Italy. And let me give you two statistics. Last year, when you look at the amount invested in terms of venture capital in the world, continental Europe invested in venture capital a sixth of Asia and a tenth of the US. A sixth of Asia and a tenth of the US. In venture capital for the SMEs of tomorrow. In continental Europe, Germany invested 2.5 billion, France 1.2, Spain 500, Italy 126 million. It is a catastrophe. So we need to make sure that there is more venture capital invested in Italy with the support of investors, of course, and hopefully the authorities as well, to prop up the new companies. But venture capital is just the start. And by not having enough capital locally, our brains are going away. There are wonderful scientists, who are willing to work in startups, who are perfectly trained in Italy, who go away in the UK, in other countries, in the US, and don't stay in Italy. So we have to work on that. And by the way, UniCredit created a Start Lab initiative in order to help startups develop and grow in Italy. So this is an additional reason, I think, to open up an account with UniCredit. But beyond venture capital investment, let's look at the second statistics. If we assume that the ratio of market cap to GDP is a good proxy for growth and for the growth capital and development of SMEs. The market cap to GDP in the US is roughly 110%. It is 70% in France, 54% in Germany, 27% in Italy. So we can see that we have a low ratio of market cap to GDP as well. So what does it mean? It means that we need to find capital to help SMEs grow. And when I meet SMEs clients who have growth prospects, of course, they don't want to sell out to a private equity fund and give the majority. What we need to find is patient minority capital. And this is extremely important for the development of SMEs and to have certain initiatives which can help us do that. Other countries have started to do that, and I think that should be one of the targets as well in Italy. We have at UniCredit, actually, if you need patient minority capital, come to see us because we have some providers of patient minority capital. But when we discuss with entrepreneurs, they can start a discussion, and now they know that on one side they can have equity investor, on the other side they have us to provide them all the financing necessary. So I think it's important that we refocus a little bit as well. When we speak about SMEs, usually people say, banks are a problem. Banks are not a problem. Today, banks are very willing to lend, and we have to make sure that we find the growth and the capital to do that. For instance, if you listen to the initiative of the Capital Market Union, the initiative was to say, let's separate the banks for the companies. This does not work. SMEs don't issue bonds on the market usually in order to finance themselves. They need banks to provide short-term working capital, leasing, and amortizing loan, not bonds necessary, and bonds are super expensive to issue for a small SME. So it's not separation of SMEs versus the banks, but it is how can we make sure we can support growth and how can we make sure we can bring more capital to SMEs. And that is important. So, when we look at the environment, Italy had the right setup because we have all the entrepreneurs, we have all the creativity, we have a good education system as well, which provide very gifted employees. The banks are in a much better shape in order to be able to finance all the companies, and UniCredit is in a super, super good shape in order to finance you. SACE is here to help grow the company, so what we need is just the sparkle in order to develop more, and we need all of you in order to communicate outside that we believe in Italy, we believe in SMEs, and we believe in the growth we can bring to the country, because confidence represents 99% of what will allow us to grow. I'm meeting clients almost every day. All the clients have been meeting for the past 9 months or 10 months. All of them told me the past few quarters have been the best one for the past 10 years. So, there's really something which has changed. There is something which has changed in terms of perception, in terms of confidence, where we have confidence, from the entrepreneurs themselves. They have a tremendous export potential, so that's good. Do we have some risk? Yes, there are some risks. There were some figures about the world economy. It's clear that the US is going to thrive and develop very well in the next few quarters thanks to the fiscal stimulus of Mr. Trump. but we can plan a slowdown in 2020. If this slowdown is a little bit more acute, it might impact as well Europe. And if Europe is impacted, we might be in a situation where the ECB might not have normalized its monetary policy early enough, and then the slowdown might bite a little bit more because the ECB will have less monetary tools in order to fight a slowdown, and probably countries will not have any fiscal tools. So there is a little bit of a risk that in 2020-21, a US slowdown might induce a European slowdown with maybe less monetary policy in order to deal with that. But I would say that's the only thing that I can see which can be a sign of caution. So the previous speaker mentioned that the glass can be half full and half empty. I can tell you that I see the glass absolutely full. Thank you very much, and have a good afternoon.